This will be the last video to set up and put the multi-leaders and on our title block. So you can have it ready. We might make some minor changes before we send it to cut. But okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You should have your title block up to now, up to this, from the videos that we have done already. So we're gonna add the information, right? What's the name of each member and so on and so forth. And these right here, they're called multi-leaders. More than likely in basic AutoCAD class, you have not covered this yet. So I'm just gonna show it to you briefly. I'm gonna go straight through it. I'm not gonna explain too much because in your basic AutoCAD class, you're gonna hear more about that. So this is what I want you to do. Go ahead and copy. Everything should be on layer 0. Okay, everything you have drawn. So I want you to copy your wall section you have up to now. I want you to cut it, Control C, and then go to your template, or if you drew it here, that's fine. If not, bring it in. And this is the template that I gave you, in which you had all the components of your wall section that you cut already. So I just want you to get it from there. If it's not here yet, and go ahead and paste it here. All right. How do I see that? All right, there we go. So go ahead and paste it here. Okay. So now that it's here, we're gonna make some changes and go ahead and create the multi-leaders. The multi-leaders, they're here in Annotate. They're these right here. And notice that AutoCAD gives a standard one for us to do the multi-leaders. But we're gonna create our own. And again, in the basic AutoCAD class, you're gonna create more on these. I'm gonna bring in here from my other screen. This is the steps of how to create the multi-leader, and this is on our standards manual. Okay, more than likely you have seen this already. If you scroll down, it starts in page 8, around there. No, that's dimensioning. Page dimensioning, and then after that, there we go, multi-leader. So it's page 13. It's simple steps on how to do it. So I'm gonna put it to the other screen so you won't be able to see it, and I'm just gonna walk you through it. So for the purpose of this assignment, just follow what I'm doing on this video, and then all this will be explained more in your basic AutoCAD class. Okay, so basically this is what we're going to be doing. Okay, so it tells you step by step. So let's go ahead and do that. Oops, let me bring it back, and let me put it to the other screen. There we go, so I can see it. Now, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create our multi-leader. So if you go to here to the multi-leader, okay, they're here. If you click on this, actually, never mind. We need to create it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get ahead here. So if you type MLS as a command, okay, that's a multi-leader, create a multi-leader style. We have the standard one, so we're going to create a new one. Okay, again, what I did to get to that one, it's MLS. That's a command or a shortcut for the command. Enter, and we're here. We're going to create a new one. Okay. The name we're going to give it, and again, for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to explain too much in regards to the scaling or the scale factor. So we're going to call it arc 16. Now, why 16? Because 16 is the scale factor for 3/4, and that's the scale we're going to use to print or to laser cut this wall section that we're working on. On basic AutoCAD class, we can explain more about this. So arc 16, continue. So now we're inside that multi-leader style. Right, arc 16, the one that we created. Now we have to go and make some changes. I'm going to reference back to the standards manual to follow what it says there. Okay, so according to the standards manual, the color, it says here, it's going to be red. Okay, so for the purpose of this assignment, okay, only for the purpose of this assignment, we're going to put it by layer. Okay, because we're going to control the layer with the layers that we use for laser cutting, which is white, or it's cut, engrave, or trace. So here, for the purpose only, again, I want to make it clear, for the purpose of the assignment, we're going to leave it by layer. Okay, just for that. Line type, we're going to leave it also by layer. Line weight by layer. The symbol or the arrowhead, we're going to put it. We can leave it as closed filled, and we're just going to change the size. Instead of 3/16, it's going to be 3/32 of an inch. Okay. It's a little bit different again, this right here, from what you see on the standards manual. But again, for the purpose of this assignment, we're going to leave it by layer. Okay? It would be here red if we were to do it by what the standards manual say. But again, for the purpose of the assignment, we're going to leave it as by layer. Okay? So that's the first thing we're going to change. Now we're going to go to the other tab, which is leader structure. And for leader structure, we're going to make some changes here on our set landing distance. We're going to change that to 3/16. Okay, 3/16. And then here, specify scale. Here is where we control the scale factor, how this text is going to get bigger or smaller depending on the scale that we're printing on. Again, does it make sense? It's going to be explained to you in basic AutoCAD class. So here is where we're going to put 16 because that's the scale factor we're going to be working with for the purpose of the assignment, that it's for 3/4 scale. So I'm going to put here 16. Okay, specify scale, 16. All right. And then we're going to go to the last tab, content. All right, multi-leader, we're going to leave it as mtext. Here on text style, I have a bunch of them. More than likely you don't have, or you might have some here. Yeah, you'll have some here because I gave you the template. Go ahead and put standard for now. Okay, standard for now. And the color of the text, we're going to put it by layer. Again, only for the purpose of this assignment. For the purpose of setting it up, or your multi-leaders for your template, here it would have been your text style. But again, for the purpose of this, we're going to leave it as standard, because more than likely you don't have it there, because this is not from your template. And the text color, that one, yes, it stays by layer. So that's going to be by layer. Okay. And then the text height is going to be 330 seconds. We're going to change that to 330 seconds. So this one, we're going to leave this on standard and leave it by layer. And height, we're going to change it to 330 seconds. Okay. And that's it. That's all the changes we're going to make. We're going to put OK. We're going to put OK again, or set current, put OK, or put close. So now notice that on our multi-leader, now we have the one that we just created, which is this one. Okay, now how to use it. It's very simple. All you have to do is click on multi-leader, click on the surface that you want to call out. In this case, I'm going to do the brick, so I'm going to click here, give it an angle, and just click again. And now it's going to let you type the information you need. So here, if we reference back to, I'll just put brick for now. Enter twice, or just close here, close text editor, and there it is. All right, so very simple to use. Okay, for example here, let's say I'm going to call out the airspace. Okay, so I'm going to go multi-leader, more or less to where I want that to be. See, it's in between these airspaces right here. I'm going to click there, take the leader out, try to keep it at the same angle, okay, and try to align them also. So I'm going to put it right here, and then airspace, and click over here. So it's that easy. This is how you're going to start typing your the information that you need. Now, you might not know what to put, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go to the wall section that I have here, and I'm going to just show it to you like that. So you can see where it's pointing to and what the text is. And since this is a video, what you can do right now, it's put pause so you can see what it is. Type it in do it on your file. Okay, so you have to type all this and see where it's grabbing from. Okay, so again, it's a video. Just pause me and get all this information. So I'm going to pan it up, and you can do the same thing. So now you can pause me here and you can get that information. And you can pause me here and you can get all this information. Right? So now you can just go ahead and add all these multi-leaders. All right, so you should have all these multi-leaders now here. And I showed you the process of how to do that. All right? So I'm going to get rid of them. Well, I'm going to leave them there for now. Now notice, let's see the brick. The brick says exterior brick. Okay, so in your case, you're going to put exterior brick. Now, can you edit? Yes, you can. Just come back to it, double click it, and you can edit. Exterior brick. Close. There we go. Okay, so I'll go ahead and add all the members, the name to all the members. Okay, now notice that when we brought it back, the installation is not looking the way we want it for it to look. Let me double check something here. Okay, I put LTS, line type scale, so go ahead and do that because we have the same template. Put 1, and then you're going to see it just a little bit bigger. So now here, just click on it, go to your properties, set this one to 4, and click on this one, go to properties, set it to 6. Okay, there we go. All right. So now the last step, how are we gonna set up? How are we gonna set it up? Or which layers are we gonna use? All the text or the multi-leaders, I want you to put them in trace. Okay. Now the trace, this trace is not gonna trace the way it is. I apologize because of this. So it's gonna give you a thickness. So what the laser does, if it's blue and in the line when it's thin, very thin, it will just trace it. But if it has some sort of thickness, it will cut it or engrave. So you don't have to change this. Just so in other words, just grab your multi-leaders and put them to on blue or on trace. Okay. Let's go ahead and also put your insulation on trace. Okay. Insulation on trace. Your hatches also on trace. Okay. Home and trace. Okay. Let's do our rebar also on trace. All right. This one we leave it. Let's do our brake lines also on trace. Trace. Okay. We're gonna do the brick also trace. Okay. So in other words, what I'm trying to leave is just the important members. I want to leave those in cut. So I want to put this one, and that one also on trace. Okay, because I want for them to be lighter. And I think the rest we can, oh, this one too, which is a gypsum board on the ceiling. Put them to trace. And I think the rest we can leave it white. Don't forget this one. Okay. Now I want you to this white. Now this is layer 0, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn off the layer engrave. So I'm just going to leave. It's going to just show me what the layers that I have not put in that one. As a matter of fact, go ahead and put the J-bolt also. I forgot this line. Go ahead and put the J-bolt also in trace. There you go. And give me that because the layer's off. There you go. So now the rest, I want you to just select it and put it on trace. Let's do 02. No, let's do 03 just to be on the safe side. Okay, so the rest is going to be on engrave 03. Okay, so again, I'm going to leave it like that for a bit. That way you can pause it and see what is in engrave 03. Okay, so all this engrave 03. And then the rest is going to be in trace. Okay, so I'm going to turn off engrave 03 so you can see this should be in trace. Okay. So go ahead and do that. And then actually, I'm going to give you a template already that you're going to... okay, let me stop it right here. Let me do another video to show you how we're going to cut it. How we're going to set it up for cut. So I'm going to stop the video here. So do this up to here, and then I'm going to have to do another video before we send it to cut, or how are we going to prepare that. All right, so let's stop it here.